Good evening. Good evening. My name is Dr. Michelle Nelson, and I am the Dean of Student Success here at Macomb Community College. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Macomb Community College's 111th commencement ceremony. This evening's program marks the significant achievements of our graduates, and it is a distinct pleasure to acknowledge and honor them in this formal ceremony. You are an important part of this event, and we are glad you are here to celebrate with your graduate. I would like to take a moment to give you an idea of how tonight will proceed. The ceremony will open with an official welcome from the president of the college, Dr. James Sawyer. This will be followed with 3 of our graduating students sharing reflections on their educational journey. Dr. Leslie Kellogg, provost and vice president of the learning unit, will introduce the deans who will present each degree. Dr. Sawyer will then confer the degrees. Macomb offers 5 types of associate degrees: an Associates of Arts, Science, Applied Science, Business Administration, and General Studies. The candidates of each of these degrees will be presented as a group by the deans, while the president will formally confer their degrees. Then, each of the graduates will be announced individually and will proceed to the stage to receive their diploma from President Sawyer. The graduates will continue across the stage and be congratulated by the members of the Board of Trustees. While simply completing the requirements for a college degree is a major accomplishment in itself, it is traditional for colleges and universities to give special recognition to graduates who have achieved academic honors. This is accomplished in 2 ways. First, you will note that some students will be wearing a gold honor stole and a tassel. This signifies that they are a member of Phi Theta Kappa, a highly prestigious international honor society. Second, all students who are graduating with honors will be wearing an honor cord that was presented to them earlier in the robing room. The color of this award represents the level of their academic achievement. There will also be graduates who will be wearing red, white, and blue cords, which signifies them as veterans. We have contracted with a professional photography company to take pictures of each of our graduates, which you may purchase if you wish. Photos will be taken of the graduates receiving their diploma, in addition to candid shots taken off stage. The graduates have been given order information for their family and friends. As a courtesy to other guests and safety precaution, please do not leave your seat to take pictures. Also, to ensure that all graduates may fully experience this important educational milestones, please turn off your cell phones and electronic devices. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the platform guests and graduates will exit first. Please remain in your seats until the graduates have filed out. If you are meeting with one of your graduates following the ceremony, you will be directed outside the facility by our ushers. There is ample space outside for you to meet your graduate and take pictures before you leave. Again, our sincere congratulations to graduates and to you in supporting them in earning their degree. Please enjoy yourselves this evening. The Macomb Community College flag and mace bearers will now escort the platform guests to the stage for the singing of the national anthem. Please rise and remain seated until the platform guests are in their places. This evening, we are pleased to have with us the Goodwill Ambassadors of Macomb Community College, the Macombers, to sing the national anthem. Founded in 1970, this enthusiastic group of full-time students perform for schools, businesses, and civic organizations throughout the state of Michigan under the direction of Todd Moses. Please stand and remain standing for the national anthem. You may be seated. It is my honor to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for tonight's momentous occasion, the graduation class of 2024. Let me begin by recognizing the members of Macomb Community College's Board of Trustees who provide leadership and direction to ensure that Macomb Community College continues to keep the education, enrichment, and economic development needs of our community at the forefront through high quality and relevant programs. Please join me in applause in appreciation of their dedication and support. It is the tradition here at Macomb for the college's president to provide the welcome to the commencement ceremony. At this time, Dr. James Sawyer, the sixth president of Macomb Community College, will preside at this, the 111th commencement. President Sawyer.
Well, good evening. On behalf of the Macomb Community College Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, it is my honor to welcome you to our 111th commencement ceremony. Tonight, we are congratulating those who are graduating this evening. There are nearly 350 students who have chosen to mark this achievement by participating in tonight's commencement ceremony. And we are also applauding all of you here in the audience who provided support for your graduate to help them achieve their educational aspirations. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our faculty and staff who guide the institution's teaching and learning opportunities, as well as student services at the college. These are the people who foster our student success. Will the distinguished representatives of our faculty and staff stand so we can recognize you? Commencement is a great day for our graduates and their families. Each has achieved a milestone that opens up a world of possibilities for their future. Earning a college degree is not an easy task, nor one achieved by the majority of society. It's also a great day for the college. At the very core of Macomb Community College's purpose is supporting the members of our community and tapping the transformative power of education. There is nothing more rewarding than seeing our students successfully achieve their academic goals and advance to the next stage of their life journey. The students we are celebrating tonight range widely in age, come from all walks of life, and represent a remarkable breadth of aspirations. Their reasons for attending college vary greatly. Some of our graduates came to Macomb directly after earning a high school diploma with their intent to enter the workforce immediately after earning their associate degree. Others turned to Macomb, whether just out of high school or at a later point in life, to complete their first 2 years toward their bachelor's degree before transferring to a senior college. And some of our graduates are reinventing themselves and preparing to embark on a new career. In some cases, the rapidly changing workplace drove individuals to seek a new field, offering more opportunity. For others, the choice to develop a different career path came from a personal imperative to pursue a new direction. No matter the circumstances that brought them here, tonight's graduates have demonstrated courage. It takes courage to move beyond what you know. It takes courage to open yourself up to new experiences. And it takes courage to pursue your passion and embrace building the future you want. And above all, tonight's graduates had the courage to keep going until they achieve their goal of earning an associate degree. As a result, from here, tonight's Macomb Community College graduates are prepared to go almost anywhere and do almost anything. On behalf of the college's Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, I extend my sincere congratulations to the graduates. You have done far more than pass tests and classes. You have built a foundation for learning that will serve you throughout your life to open new doors and create new opportunities. The focus, perseverance, and the resilience you have displayed earning your degree demonstrates that you have the traits essential in making the most of opportunities, as well as weathering and conquering challenges. All of us at Macomb are proud of you and your achievement, and we are proud to have played a role in helping you advance to the next stage of your life. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to turn the program over to three of our graduating students, each of whom have a unique story to share of their educational journey. Sylvia Donahue, Misha Safarinsky, and Candace Costanza, who will be the first to speak. Please welcome Candace Costanza.
Hi, everybody. My name is Candace Costanza. Standing here today in front of all of you wonderful people is such a bittersweet moment for me. You see, when I was the young age of 15, I got pregnant with my first child. I was terrified. I truly thought then there was going to be no way I was going to be able to achieve my dream of getting a college education. Fast track to 16 years later, one more child, tons of attempts of going to all the wrong institutions and working multiple jobs, I am here. When I came to Macomb in 2021, I had no idea how this place was going to change my life. I came here with the idea that I was simply going to come to school, try my hardest to get a degree, and then leave. But as it turns out, these past few years here at Macomb have not only led me to my degree, but completely changed my life in so many other ways. I was so insecure starting this journey in 2021, completely unsure of whether I was even smart enough to be here. Those feelings all changed after I walked into my first biology class. Dr. Joe was one of my first professors, and he washed away my insecurity completely. He guided me, believed in me, and took the time to sit with me and explain when I thought all was lost. From there, I went into all my other classes with the confidence I needed to succeed. I got the pleasure of having Dr. Harnedek and Professor Lady for the rest of my biology courses here, and I truly can't thank them enough for how wonderful they are. After a semester or two, I ended up joining Macomb's Honor Society Phi Theta Kappa. I have served 2 terms as a chair officer, and I've had the pleasure of working with the officer team to put on events and seminars that go with the yearly educational theme of the Phi Theta Kappa Honors in Action Project. This was when things really started to change for me here at Macomb. I started volunteering with Student Life and started to get way more involved, and I'm so very grateful that I did. Around this time, I ended up getting a position with Student Life and Leadership at Center Campus, which was one of the best decisions I have made, aside from coming back to school, that is. I have met some of the most incredible people while working at Macomb. I am grateful for all the new friends Macomb has brought into my life, especially the 2 incredible women that lead the Student Life office at Center Campus, and Professor Friday. They have taught me so much, truly care about the student body, and have been the best leaders, support system, and friends anyone could truly ever ask for. They have gone and continue to go above and beyond for the entire student body. Thank you for all that you constantly do, not just for me, but for everyone. There have been so many people who have played such a big role in my success. I want to give special thanks to my husband and my 2 sons. Being able to look up and see my boys here is the most special feeling of all. Since being a teen mom, I have always dreamt that one day my kids would see me walk across this stage. So that way, they can firsthand see that anything is possible, no matter what twists and turns you traverse during life. They have supported me and given me the drive I need to do better and to be better. To my mom, who is one of my biggest fans throughout it all, I am so happy to be able to make you proud, Mom. I love you. There are so many people that I want to thank, but if I were to mention them all, we would honestly be here forever. When I leave here today, I will have an Associate in Science degree, and next month I will start at Wayne State University for my Bachelor's of Science in Biology. As I look out at all of you today, I can't help but be filled with a sense of pride. This is the student body I get the honor of graduating with. All these amazing people who are on their way to change the world and change the future. I mean, how amazing is it that we get to be a part of this together? Congratulations to the student body of 2024. We did it, and I can't wait to see how we change the world together. Thank you.
Wow, what a turnout. Good evening. My name is Sylvia Tatiana Donahue, but I go by Sarah Sylvia Meredith Ishcott Donahue. I'm proudly Native American, Quiche to be specific, and still astounded I've been allowed at this podium. First and foremost, I am not a public speaker. Despite my profound gift of gab, it's a miracle I'm even standing here. However, this was an opportunity I couldn't miss. After all, I've spent years working up to this moment, primarily through procrastination, overthinking, and a sprinkle of existential dread. Growing up, my mom made sure that my big sister and I knew the value of education, working tirelessly for Detroit Public Schools while single-handedly raising 2 daughters. She showed me a side of learning that many fail to consider. That is the dedication and sacrifices teachers make for their students. My mom poured her heart and soul into her job and students, and somehow she never gave up. Not on them, and not on us. I consider myself extremely lucky to have been exposed to this perspective, not just because of how it impacted my worldview, but because of how it made me reflect on how different my life could have been had I never left the orphanage. In my beautiful Shayla, the possibility of receiving even a basic education would have been slim to none. That reality makes today so much more fulfilling, like when I realized I had made the dean's list every semester during my time here. I still don't know how I did that. With that said, I'll admit there's a part of me that's slightly melancholy about leaving. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna miss the exams, but I will miss the experiences. From my professors, to the office staff, to my classmates. I never thought so many individuals would become a part of my core memories, or that I would become a part of this community. That's the beauty of Macomb Community College. This is a place that thrives on diversity, inclusion, and understanding. Not only is that reflected in the student community, but in the incredible programs here, such as the Macomb International Initiatives. Regardless of where you come from or who you are, you'll always be welcome and supported here. My main support is my family, but there's one person from my life that isn't here, my Aunt Leslie. She supported me, believed in me fiercely, and worked with my mom to keep my cultural identity intact. When I confessed I had no clue what I wanted to be, she reminded me that I wasn't afraid to take the unconventional route. That's exactly what I did. Before I continue, I need to have my Academy Awards moment. I'd like to thank my mom, sister, children, husband, and in-laws. Your love, patience, and ability to remain calm got me through every meltdown and moment I wanted to quit. I'm not sure I can fully express exactly how grateful I am to have you here, but please understand that I am. Without further ado, and with the help of a wonderful staff member in counseling named Lou, who I bonded with over our mathematical skills, or lack thereof, I am able to announce to my family and everyone here that I didn't receive a single degree from Macomb Community College. Today, I am graduating as a first and second generation Indigenous woman with degrees in the arts, business administration, and marketing. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Misha Safransky, and I'm graduating tonight with an Associate of Arts degree. In high school, many, many moons ago, I was that kid whose report card read, "Lots of potential, doesn't apply herself." Instead of college and a career, I chose marriage and kids. By 2006, I was divorced and trying to figure out what to be when I grew up. I decided to start at Macomb and immediately felt at home. Then, as tends to happen when you get all your ducks in a row, life got word that I was on a roll and decided to throw me a curveball. Ultimately, I had to drop out due to complications in my personal life. I was left with several failed classes and an unpaid bill. Over the years, I built a modest freelance writing business, but everything felt a little hollow. I knew if I didn't finish what I'd started, the Grim Reaper would be here in no time, and I'd depart this mortal coil laden with regrets. In 2022, I decided to go for it again. By this time, I was no longer the 30-something who could somewhat blend in with the young whippersnappers. Instead, I was officially middle-aged, terrified I wouldn't have what it takes, and with a memory that wasn't exactly at its peak. I won't lie, it hasn't been easy. I had to drag my GPA up from those failed classes, which took, if I recall correctly, 2 entire semesters. I also work and care for my developmentally diverse son, which meant late nights studying when the house was quiet. Have I mentioned the tears? Oh, there have been tears, particularly during math classes, and more than a few during philosophy. No shade to Professor Wakefield, he was amazing. So what is the point of this sordid roller coaster of a tale? There will be times in life when you want to give up, when you don't know whether you're on the right path, or when life decides to use you as a hacky sack just for fun. Do you guys know what hacky sacks are, or am I going too far back here? I've wanted to give up many times. There have been days when I felt like the most foolish person in the world for trying to make it all work. But, and here's a little old person secret I'll share. Growth does not happen here. Growth only happens outside the comfort zone. It is so hard to force yourself out of that comfort zone. But if your mind is resistant, you can almost bet that whatever is making you hesitant to step outside of it is the one thing that will help you grow the most. It sounds cliche, but if I can do this, you can do anything. I'm putting my actions where my mouth is and continuing on for a Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies from Oakland University. This degree is my impossible. That's become possible through sheer force of will, the amazing support of my husband and children, and the incredible Macomb faculty who've guided me every step of the way. Your impossible will probably be a little bit more ambitious, and if you can make yourself step outside that comfort zone, even with baby steps, you'll turn anything into your possible. Thank you and good luck to my fellow graduates.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Leslie Kellogg, the Provost and Vice President of the Learning Unit. I want to begin by thanking our 3 wonderful student speakers, Candace, Sarah, and Misha, for sharing their personal stories with us. Please join me in giving them another round of applause. And now comes the time in our ceremony that our graduates have worked long and hard to experience, the awarding of the degrees. Announcing for the Associate of Applied Science will be Nara Mirjanian, Dean of Health and Public Services. Announcing for the Associate of Arts and Associate of Science will be Marie Pritchett, Dean of Arts and Sciences. Announcing for the Associate of Business Administration will be Michael Balsamo, Dean of Business and Information Technology. Announcing for the Associate of General Studies will be Don Hutchison, Dean of Engineering and Advanced Technologies. Graduates, as your degrees are announced by your deans, please rise and remain standing until all degrees are conferred. After President Sawyer confers the degrees upon all graduates this evening, please be seated until escorted to the platform to receive your diplomas. President Sawyer, we would like to now begin conferring of the degrees.
Will the candidates for the Associates of Applied Sciences degree please rise and remain standing? President Sawyer, these candidates have been certified by the faculty as having met the requirements for the degree of Associates of Applied Sciences and hereby are presented to you for the conferring of that degree.
Will the candidates for the Associate of Arts and Associate of Science degrees please rise and remain standing? President Sawyer, these candidates have been certified by the faculty as having met the requirements for the degrees of Associate of Arts and Associate of Science and are hereby presented to you for the conferring of those degrees.
Will the candidates for the Associates of Business Administration degree please rise and remain standing? President Sawyer, these candidates have been certified by the faculty as having met the requirements for the degree of Associates of Business Administration and are hereby presented to you for the conferring of that degree.
Will the candidates for the Associate of General Studies degree please rise and remain standing? President Sawyer, these candidates have been certified by the faculty as having met the requirements for the degree of Associate of General Studies and are hereby presented to you for the conferring of that degree.
By the authority vested in me through the state of Michigan and our College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you collectively and individually the degrees for which you have been recommended, together with all rights and privileges. Congratulations.
Please be seated. The candidates will now be escorted to the stage to receive their diplomas.
Misha Safransky, cum laude. Candice Costanza, cum laude. Sarah Sylvia Donahue, magna cum laude. Kristen Scheid Fox, magna cum laude. Ola Haksha, cum laude. Mohinur Alom. Bridget Ann Nowicki. Jody Rumler, magna cum laude. Lauren Busamra, magna cum laude. Jessica Harms, cum laude. Karen Lynn Watkins. Jolie McDonald. Zainab Algohem. Haley Putnam, cum laude. Emily E. D'Ambrosio, cum laude. Jared Litchfield, cum laude. Mary Aja. Spring Pawn. Bailey Wynn, magna cum laude. Maria Rappo, magna cum laude. Rosanna Dehir Cacho. Blerina Sheferi, cum laude. Christina Sunday, magna cum laude. Rafa Yusuf, magna cum laude. Carrie Robertson. Elizabeth Trudell. Marissa Smirka, cum laude. Aaron Resk, cum laude. Ryan Fellman, summa cum laude. Elena Slinker. Jillian Broussard. Chrissy Raven, cum laude. Emmerich Ryan Sohn. Holden D. Rush, magna cum laude. Alyssa Salvatore, cum laude. Gabriella Sinowski, magna cum laude. Aaliyah Droley, cum laude. Lillian Zweis. Nicole Gresham, cum laude. Autumn Dixon, cum laude. Coley Giacalone, magna cum laude. Alana Flint, cum laude. Carrie Forte, magna cum laude. Raven Logan, cum laude. Ajane Smith. Jeremy Trombley. Marissa Olenichek. Antonika Daniels, cum laude. Kaylee Aller, summa cum laude. Alina Sedlaka. Laura Lechner. Remy Miller. Minmin Nang, cum laude.
Stacy Palmer. Ray Neuro. Joseph Nava. Red Smith, magna cum laude. Catlin Sherman, summa cum laude. Renetta Martin, summa cum laude. Jessica Janowski, magna cum laude. Annette L. Tate. Jacqueline Marie Topol, cum laude. Marianne Kuriakis. Chantel Denise Fuqua Jefferson, summa cum laude. Aisha Thomas. Claudiana Merja, magna cum laude. Jubina Begum. Shohan Sali, cum laude. Aaron Palash, summa cum laude. Christopher Jallo. Connor Choma, magna cum laude. Aisha Scott. Jared Mishad, summa cum laude. Autumn Lawrence. Percy Masanga, cum laude. Amela Hodzik, summa cum laude. Melanie Word, magna cum laude. Heather Marie Stang, magna cum laude. Sandra Noten, cum laude. Deanna Taylor. Elizabeth Sullivan. Gregory M. Hunter, cum laude. Kaylin Perdue. Zella Harris. Jordan Schmidt. Matthew Lane. Mahfouz Chaudhry. Benjamin Straczynski. Tyler Alexander Keaton Allen. Daquan Waddles. Melvin DeCarlos Williams, summa cum laude. Jeffrey Paxson, summa cum laude. Stanhope Gales Jr. Yusuf Jeju, cum laude. Isaac Dare Gazarian, summa cum laude. Anthony Miguel Engespina. Matthew Ayar. Richard Castro, cum laude. Terry Evans. Tanasia McCain.
Tajada Johnson. Khadijatul Kubra. Sky Tackett. Casey DeWeese, summa cum laude. Adina Tanner. Lindsay Ferdig, cum laude. Congratulations. Tiffany Demarest, summa cum laude. Sydney Cooper. Oh, congratulations. Beatrice Roque Salazar, cum laude. Mia Hammond, cum laude. Julia Lupan. Seth Lawrence. Rebecca Zambo. Mary Holton, cum laude. Letitia Bishkashi. Shanna Burley, cum laude. LaDawn Steuben, summa cum laude. Vay Veray. Tori Whedon, cum laude. Jennifer Marie Miller, magna cum laude. Tier Lewis. Lakaya Badgley, summa cum laude. Alyssa Michael. Michaela Jones. Rashida Kyler. Dominique White. Ashley Robinson. Courtney Godby. Cameron Brunette. Miriam Hano. Teresa Corey, summa cum laude. Austin DeJulio. Okay. Brianna Marie Henchins. Narain Adman. Stacy Garduno. Beda Alani, summa cum laude. Jenny Chowdhury, cum laude. Francis. Verona Francis. Peter Daca, cum laude. Miles Delano Hale. Yusuf Corkeys. Congratulations. Jacob Angst. Maureen Charbonneau, magna cum laude. Madeline Rose, magna cum laude. Marie McMaster. Jessica Brzezowski, cum laude. Shelfonte Lark.
Rhea Payne. Aaron Hickey, cum laude. Rochelle Nemec. Sydney Schloss. Sophie Sarcona, summa cum laude. Alyssa Chase, magna cum laude. Mist Yisman, magna cum laude. John Dimson, magna cum laude. Isabella Catherine Weir, summa cum laude. Lillian Lorraine Wright, magna cum laude. Martinique Tremel. Myrna Saad Mati, cum laude. Farah Hadi. Jeff Brassfield. Martisha Palmer. Michael Weber, magna cum laude. Dominic Manzella, cum laude. Destiny Danae Robinson, cum laude. Faye Hutchinson. Mayana Green, magna cum laude. Keshad Hudson. Alyssa Dubiel. Jenna Machieski, summa cum laude. Sterling Giard, summa cum laude. Simon Hannah, magna cum laude. Alexander Bonello. Amanda Louise Hart, summa cum laude. Devin Alvarado Sanchez, cum laude. Bethany Grondin, magna cum laude. Ariel Valentine. Zaniva Kanta. Amaya Davis. Dejan Remzi, cum laude. Hassan Yassin Saab, magna cum laude. Matthew Dinan, magna cum laude. Milad Baka, summa cum laude. Grace Adams, magna cum laude. Nicole Renaud, cum laude. Dawn Briggs, summa cum laude. Haley LaFave, summa cum laude. Jeffrey Hojanecki, magna cum laude. Rebecca Weiss, cum laude. Martin McLean, summa cum laude. Mariah Weinbrenner. Nikia Coling, magna cum laude. Hendurios Georges. Brianna Calhoun, magna cum laude. Mervyn M. Celestin, magna cum laude. Katerina Antic.
Michaela Dumas, cum laude. Alana Brown, cum laude. Harmony Cooper, cum laude. Addison Sansoni. Adam Kurkowski, summa cum laude. Michelle Matthews. Hunter Kachelski. Amber Groves, summa cum laude. Michael Fiolik, magna cum laude. Marcus Bradley Jr. Brody McFarland, summa cum laude. Matthew Karenko, summa cum laude.
Alanan Hajiu.
Alanan Hajiu. Clay Heike, summa cum laude. Tegan Lake. Joshua Crump. Trevor Wheatley, cum laude. Laura Boyk, summa cum laude.
Will the graduates please stand? Congratulations. You've worked hard to achieve this milestone and are now official graduates of Macomb Community College. We are honored to count you among our alumni. To symbolize your status as a graduate, please move the tassel on your caps from the right to the left. Please be seated.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, President Sawyer, Provost Kellogg, the faculty, the administration, and all the college staff, I extend to all graduates best wishes for continued success in your future. We hope your experience here has been an excellent one and that your goals have been achieved. Will the audience please rise and remain standing until the platform guests and graduates have left the center. Thank you.